Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Giant Size X-Statix says issue number 1 is technically a one-shot, but at the same time, if you look all the way in the back, it's going to continue in the year 2012. So, there's that. Yeah, which means that everybody doesn't die at the end of this. That's like, somebody might be like, spoiler! Is it a spoiler? I don't think so. Anyway, I didn't show you the last page. I just showed you what the next cover is going to look like. This was a cool book. Do I think that this is going to pick up any new readers who aren't already in love with the All Reds or with the X-Statix team? No, I really don't. Like maybe a couple of stragglers, but outliers, aside, this is really just something to appeal to the original fans, which there are a lot of them, which is awesome, but is what it is. Also, in case you didn't, I'm going to translate what Dupe says inside. He only says one thing inside the book, and I'm glad for that, because I don't need him saying a whole bunch of nonsense. I got to translate this stuff, and it turns out he's just like, on my way, zoom. That was the one that pissed me off the most back in the days. All right, so let's get talking about this book. We got a Hereditary-X, written by Peter Milligan, artist Michael Doc Allred. The colors, Laura Allred. Letters, of course, Nate Picos of Blambot Studios, the only reason why we even know what Dupe always says. The cover artists are the Allreds, and the variant cover artists are Aaron Cooter and Laura Allred. Oh, dude, Laura is all over this freaking book. What's up with that? So you get Yugo Girl has a daughter. Turns out that's not actually her sister, it's her daughter. And Dead Girl has a conversation with Edie's daughter and says, "Hey, I'm going to let you talk to your mom for a little bit." It's only like 4 minutes, and she talks to her. It's like, whatever. There is, just forthcoming, man. I've never really been a huge, overly great fan of X-Statix or, that version of X-Force. Been a fan of Dupe, man. Like, I don't think anybody can deny that Dupe is the best part about this comic. About, the characters, the team. Dupe is easily the best part. And if Dupe were to be like, I'm never going to appear in an X-Statix comic book again, I think you'd lose half of the audience, I know it's a touchy subject. There's been a lot of people who've talked to me, like, oh my God, don't you just love the All Reds? Yeah, they're cool, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but it doesn't appeal to me. It's a very select taste. And I guess it can grow on you. It's never grown on me. All these years, I've never been a fan of the art style. So make no mistake, when I'm telling you that this book is okay, it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm just not one of the in crowd, as far as this book is concerned. The book was fun, though. There were a lot of really fun parts. The problem is I feel like they were trying too hard to tell certain jokes, and some of them could have just come out a whole lot more naturally. I think they could have just been a whole lot easier. Just be like, oh, hey, bam, here you go. And it's like, oh, I get it. I think that they were trying too hard to make sure that we got some of the jokes. The best parts really are, here we go again, when Dupe just, seems to erroneously do whatever, and it's like, what? He's more haphazard than erroneous, but he just does something, and it just leaves you with the picture to look at, and you're like, I don't get it. Oh, son of a gun. And like, as soon as you get it, it's like, it's too late to really laugh about it, but it was there. And it's a great moment. It makes you want to start reading the book further, Speaking of Duke, he does only say one thing in this book. Mr. Sensitive is like, I don't think I can join again because, the stuff that he always does. And Dupe just stares at him. And he's like, I don't think I can join the team again. Don't try and convince me. And Dupe just says, I made you a new suit. I designed you a new suit. No VPN. VPL. I had to translate. I had to actually write the thing down. I don't mind translating Dupe's work as long as there's only like one thing that he says in the whole book, so I don't have to keep going back to my translator, because I couldn't find it on my computer, so I had to actually look it up online, and that's of course annoying. And then I had to figure out what a VPL is. It's visible panty line. So the double lookup and the reward at the end, it was good. It was good. I designed you a new suit with no visible panty line. Okay, you got me. You got me. That was good. I enjoyed that. Now I know what a VPL is also, as opposed to a VPN, which sometimes you got to use. You got to use a VPN sometimes. You can't let people be tracking you. You know what I'm saying? You got all that hidden secret comic book review work that you're doing. Anyway, I don't believe that you're going to be picking up a whole lot of new fans with this book, but the fans who are already, huge on the All Reds, huge on the X-Statix crew, Dupe, for instance, this book was really just made for you guys. And that's a good thing. It's like you're still relevant. We still care. Hey, we know there's still plenty of you out there, enough of you that we can actually make a successful book. We can actually sell a book. We're not just giving this away. It's not just a waste. It's not going to necessarily end up in the dollar bin tomorrow, So that's a good thing. At the end, there's really no downside to this book. Am I going to keep on reading the book? Nah. I mean, if it's coming out again in 2020, I might grab the first issue just to see, is it a little bit different? But at the same time, do fans of the book actually want the book to be different? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. So there's very few books out there. There are very few books out there that they appeal to a select audience, and that's it. They're not expecting there to be a whole lot of extra sales. They're not expecting it to suddenly become a great hit that people are just like, oh my God, I never realized how good this was. Literally, there's enough of you out there who march straight enough that they're happy to cater to that particular audience. That's a good thing. Name me one other book that does that. Not a whole lot, are there? So, yeah. Little biased against, because I know that I'm not part of that in crowd. But I think that it's going to make a whole lot of people happy. What else matters, right? Anyway, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.